To the Mississippi Line Learning Center. I know it's really a surprise to be driving across that field and eventually arrive at the Learning Center. So, Mike Sheffield.
Just want to thank everybody for being here today. We've had this little spot out here for quite a few years. This used to be where the family that started Mississippi Line used to come for the summer months and would have their kids. They don't really come out here too much anymore, but this seemed like a nice spot. When Sandra asked if we would host it, I thought this would work out pretty well. So glad to have all of you here, and we can have this little certification program done out here. So I hope everybody enjoys themselves.
My turn? I appreciate it. I got a whole bunch of stuff here from DED when I asked for bio for Mike Downey. I said, well, I know this guy now for about 40 years. And I hate to admit that because he don't look near that old. But Director Downey's always been our go-to guy. So anytime we had a problem, any kind of issue in economic development, we always get on the phone and talk to Mike, and he always had a solution. Now, I'm not saying we always liked the solution, but he always had a great solution, and typically he was right, except for when we disagreed. But it was most of the time he was right on target. And over the years, really learned to appreciate that relationship of having someone in the Department of Economic Development, and all you had to do is pick up the phone and say, hey, we need help. And that help was always there. And when I started looking at his bio, I had no idea Mike did all this stuff, you know, because he was.
Please don't read it then. So.
Because this is pretty cool, you know. Because and the reason I say that is because, like many of the economic developers, he's had the ability to develop those partnerships, and he always put the emphasis on the partnership, not on the individual, particularly not on himself. And that was always a big thing, and it was a tremendous lesson for all of us to learn that the partnerships is what makes things happen. And so that Mr. Downey, Director Downey, has been with the department since 1982, and had a couple little kind of stint, I guess, where he went out and directed a different organization in trying to do economic development, some of the organizations that put together. But by and large, most of that professional career is with the Department of Economic Development. Mike is a certified economic developer, which is a national certification, recognition of who he is and what he's done, and being able to bring professionalism to the trade of economic development. And one of the, I guess, the big things that I had no idea, companies like Cerner, Monsanto, Boeing, Mike has helped them in their expansion efforts. I guess Cerner was the biggest economic development deal in the country here a couple of years ago. We had, what, 16,000 jobs, almost $4.5 billion investment out in Kansas City. That's a big deal. You know, you got that kind of an impact on the state of Missouri. The state of Missouri, under Mike's direction and leadership, I guess, has been one of the top economic development places in the country, and that's pretty awesome. What do you have? You were helping direct the state's effort for automotive, and help bring about the change and bring back some of the automotive industries to the state of Missouri. And when you look around our region, the impact that the automotive industry has had has been substantial. And through Mike's efforts, some of those jobs are coming back, and some of that expansion has occurred. Mike has a master's degree in public administration from the University of Missouri at Columbia, bachelor's from Arkansas State University, originally from the Kennett area. I think he's still getting back this way once in a while. He's been, like I said, with DED since 1982, and also on several of the state organizations, the Missouri Development Finance Board, the Missouri Technology Corporation, Missouri Partnership, Hawthorne Foundation, Missouri Economic Development Council, Missouri Workforce and Investment Board. You ever rest? You sleep? You know, you're doing all this stuff in all these organizations. But Director Downing has been a real friend to rural Missouri, a real friend to a number of us, and his professionalism is exceptional, and I'm enjoying meeting and welcoming Director Downing.
Thanks, John. See, that's the nicest thing anybody's had to say to me all day. It was way too long, but thank you, though. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. As Chauncey said, I'm from around Kennett, actually, from Bragg City. It's a little town out from Kennett. Grew up on cotton farm, and I love getting back now to areas that I feel like are home, and this is one of them. So thank you for inviting me. But I'm glad to be here at Mississippi County Limes facility. By the way, I'll be here this weekend, you know, in this cabinet, so yeah. So I'll take a back room. But with the facility, and you know, continues to grow with over 600 people, highly skilled and knowledgeable workforce, and they need skilled people to grow. There's no question about it, every company. And as Chauncey said, we've worked on a lot of projects, but as time goes on, we recognize that having a skilled workforce is the #1 economic development issue in today's economy. And so efforts like this, Certified Work-Ready Community, is going to help this area grow, and it's going to have tangible results. So we want to acknowledge this achievement. We've worked hard to get where we're at. You all have worked hard. And I want to share a few words from Missourian Langston Hughes, who said, "I've discovered in life there are ways of getting almost anywhere you want to go if you really want to go. If you really want to go. So you've got to take the bull by the horns, and this is one of those kind of things you've done." So let me recap the benefits. For the workers, there's 3 major benefits in Certified Work-Ready Communities. For the workers, it demonstrates skills that may not be evident from either not having a degree or not having certificates. So people like in the military, just from life skills, things like that, by taking this and getting a certain level, you can demonstrate skills. Second, for the business, it reduces risk. Now, what business doesn't want to reduce risk in hiring and try to get the best people possible? So that's number 2. Third, for the community, it demonstrates the quality of the workforce. So you might want to say that you've got a great workforce, hardworking people, but companies want the evidence nowadays because you're competing worldwide for new and expanding facilities. And so unless you have the evidence, you're not going to win projects that you otherwise might. We launched this Certified Work-Ready Communities Initiative in 2012, and communities across the state, and Sherry and I have been all corners of the state making these kind of announcements, and we're very proud to do so because we know this is going to make a difference. Jasper County, back in 2013, right after the Joplin tornado, was the first certified county in the United States. And let me tell you, they have done a ton of work in a lot of areas, but during all this tornado activity, they said, we want to demonstrate how our workforce competes, and they did that. Now over 80,000 National Career Readiness Certificates have been awarded in Missouri, with more than 3,200 businesses signed on supporting this effort. And I can tell you, you should spread the word to other businesses because they can reduce their risk, get the best people possible. It's going to make them more productive and profitable, and then that's going to make them grow. Now Missouri has 38 fully certified counties with 83 actively participating in the Certified Work-Ready Community, and Sherry's going to get the other high-skilled workers, as I said before, the more high-skilled workers, the better paying jobs that we're going to create. Is just that simple. So you all are really doing the right thing. Our dedication to enhancing and improving the workforce is paying big dividends for us in the state. State's employment now is 2.8 million, the highest on record. More Missourians are working than ever before. We beat the surrounding states in job creation. We ranked 6th overall nationwide last month. This month's numbers are really looking good, so we expect even better. Top-notch workforce is helping the state continue to grow and attract businesses. Last year, we led the nation with small business creation, new business creation, 16.6% from the prior year. So Missouri is leading the way on that. St. John County is earning the CWRC designation as part of this overall effort, helping companies grow just right here, such as St. Genevieve County Memorial Hospital, Rivertown Windows, Citizens Electric, A&K True Value, Parkland Health Center, MERS Goodwill, Southeast Missouri State University, and many others. Certified Work Ready Community demonstrates national competitiveness. As I said, you're not just competing locally, you're competing not only in Missouri, region-wide, but against global issues. I just got back from Dubai about a week and a half ago. We're competing against companies in Dubai. Dubai's competing against companies in Missouri. It's just the way it is now, and it's going to continue to be that way. I want to thank the businesses, the community leaders, the education leaders of the county for having the vision and the dedication, because that's what it takes. This is not easy. You all know that. You've been involved. For advancing and improving the workforce and the economy here in St. John County for a better quality of life for all citizens. Missourian Sam Walton, who founded Walmart, he said, we're all working together. That's the secret. And that's the secret of this also. I want to wish you continued success using the Certified Work Ready Community to better promote the county. With the work being done in counties like this, we know Missouri will continue to send a loud message that the Show Me State is the best place to create jobs because we have the best workers. But we got to document it though. We've got to document that whole workforce issue. I now have the honor, this is the certificate, of officially presenting the county with a proclamation that's a fully certified work-ready community. If the team leaders would come forward as I call your name, we'll have a brief photo. Gary Nelson, Presiding Commissioner, St. John County. Come on up. Sandra Cabot, St. Genevieve Tourism and Economic Development Director. Chauncey Buckhead, my good friend from SEMO RPC, and I got to say, SEMO RPC, you know, they're in your backyard. They are the best regional planning commission in the state of Missouri. Clearly, want to say that.
Let me get
I want to put it right. Ryan Klein, St. Genevieve Industrial Development Corporation. Dina Kreitler, St. Genevieve Chamber of Commerce. Tom Grimminger, St. Genevieve. Stacy Snyder, St. John MERS office. Tom Kine, IDC and prior chamber president. Richard Grimminger, mayor. Bev Hiccup, Mineral Area College.
Yeah.
June Odell, Workforce Investment for Southeast Missouri. And Linda Fitzgerald with Career and Workforce Development, who does a great job in this area. Been involved in many of the certified work-ready communities. Together, all of you work together of the shared goal of giving workers the tools they need for success. Thank you all for your efforts. And now we'll hear from the community after we have a photo to mean what it means. Okay, so this way. All right. Can you see everybody back here?
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And
first. He was very instrumental in, of course, during the process of drumming up the support for the Work Ready Community Program from the local businesses. And I'd like to have him say a few words. And then Randy Lamont is here today with us from Kiva, of course, one of our newest employers here in St. Genevieve, and very much a success story because the DED helped us recruit them here to St. Genevieve, and we're very glad that they're here. And he would like to talk just a little bit about his perspective as an employer and with the workforce. So, Tom?
Thank you, Senator. It'll be a very few words. This has been a long time coming. We started over, 2 years ago working on this. It wasn't because we didn't have the cooperation of business and local leaders, because that was within a month, we had all of our business partners in St. Gen, which we, by our numbers, we were required to get 27 businesses in St. Genevieve County as partners in this Work Ready Community Program, and we had those within a month. What took the other year and a half was getting people tested and certified over at the center in Park Hills. And I want to definitely thank June Odell and her people at the Workforce Development Board down at Cape for all the help they gave us through that period of getting different people over there in different ways. I mean, we used a number of different things to get them over there, including the IDC come forward, and we were actually doing some travel voucher type things in order to actually pay people to go over and take the testing and stuff over at Park Hills, which worked out. We finally got our numbers, but like I said, the business places were more than cooperative. I mean, they jumped on the bandwagon right away, and we had our 27 businesses, boom. The other thing that I definitely want to stress is that we've got the certificate now and so forth, but now we need to follow through. We need to use that data. It's all there, it's all in the computers, but our local businesses, we need to use that information. And I want to stress to the county commissioners, the county, the school districts, the city of St. Genevieve, to actually encourage from the government and the school district end of it to actually use this program. It's all there, but it's not going to do any good if our local businesses and our schools and our government agencies don't use it. So I would encourage that we really get the word out through the news media and so forth to our businesses to actually use this program, because it's the data, what is it, about a 4-hour testing that these people go through in order to get their certification. So it's pretty extensive, and it should be a good recruiting tool to you HR managers that are, to use it. So anyway, thank you for having me, and good luck.
Well, Mr. Lamont has an employee that works for him that has a platinum. And I just want to say before he speaks, he let us put a sign in his window that said he preferred the workers with the National Career Readiness Certificate, and job seekers, he would send them to the Park Hills Job Center to be tested, and that kind of support is what has pushed St. Genevieve over when people see that it's a leg up to get a job at PIVO North America, then they're eager to do that, and it's we just really appreciate him.
Well, I appreciate the invitation to be here. Also want to personally thank Mr. Downing, Mr. Buckeye for all the work you've done. The DED was very critical to our selection of Missouri. And your office up in Clayton did a wonderful job. The people there were just fantastic. Also want to thank June and Linda for the work that they have done to bring on employees for us that are highly qualified. We have a lot of technical equipment over there that requires a little bit of momentum in terms of brain power to make sure we operate those efficiently without errors in mistakes, and looking for the right people was critical. I also want to thank Stanley Cabot and Dick Rebinger from the city, who also played a major part in us locating here in St. Genevieve. The work that the city did to attract us was outstanding, and the way they continue to cooperate with us with the means that we have is superb, and I thank you all genuinely very much for that. Just to reflect a little bit, PIVA is a manufacturer of vinyl windows and doors. We have equipment from Germany that is very automated, other equipment that is also automated that helps us be able to produce a more consistent, higher quality product than a lot of our competition does. It's things that we need more qualified people for. When we looked at the program, what I recognized, our first 20 employees were all tested and certified. We have up to about 34 people a day, and I think there's probably only about 4 or 5 that has not gone through the testing yet because they were hired in from another source. However, we will always plan on sending our employees to get the certification test, whether we've hired them through the Career Center or not. We want to have all our employees tested. The reason for that initially was I felt that it didn't really matter to me, and we didn't tell anybody. It didn't matter if they passed it or they got a bronze, silver, gold, or platinum. It didn't matter to me. What mattered was they took the initiative to take a 3-hour test. That told me something about that individual. It also told me something about that individual's desire to work for our company. And so whether they passed the test or not, and everybody did. Not a single one ever came back never passing that test. And one little short story about one gentleman who had a GED, and he was just scared to death about taking that test. He was so worried he would not be able to retain his job. And I said, no, you're going to do fine. Just don't worry about it. You just go take the test. He came back, and he got a gold score on that test. And to see the elevation of him as a person in our workforce, the pride that he had in being able to accomplish that is an enthusiasm that spills over into other people. So the program has benefits far beyond where everybody intended this to go. It really has it on a very personal level for the people who take it. And that's a rewarding thing to see. So we'll continue to use it. I thank everybody who's played a part in us being here, and I thank you today for the invitation. And we're very excited to be here at St. Genevieve and hopefully grow our business to be a long-term employer. Probably not 16,000 jobs or even 1,000 jobs, but if we can add 100 or so, I think we've done a good job. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
Well, thanks everyone, and that's really our program for this morning. Thanks to everyone who made remarks about the value and the benefit of the Work Ready program. Certainly thanks to DED, to your guidance to us, and to June Odell and Linda Fitzgerald, and to Stacy from Nurse Goodwill, because they were definitely all strong partners for us in this process. So thanks everyone.